Hello present, hello future, hello you. I'm doing something a little bit different today. I've talked before about a YouTube series called The Art Assignment, where you're given an art assignment, obviously. And a recent one of these art assignments was to create something inspired by another creator. So I chose Banana Neil of the YouTubes, and specifically his project Love and Confessions, where people send him stories or confessions, and he shares them in videos. So I asked you to send me some of your happy memories, and here they are. One of my best memories is of the last day of school 2 years ago. I was moving to another school and all of my friends were staying, so it was a very sad day for me. And I remember leaving the class when the last bell rang, knowing I was leaving for good. And I came out into the hallway where my friend Tommy was standing, and I just walked up to him. And he embraced me, and for a moment, we just stood there. My buddy Sam and myself used to sing This Is Halloween together at lunch, because we are cool like that. One time I dropped my change in my mashed potatoes while purchasing lunch at school. The cashier lady got a real kick out of it, mostly because of how clumsy I was. I did things like that quite often. She always smiled when she saw me, and we would always talk about band and whatnot when I bought lunch in her checkout lane. I remember one ride on the band bus back home when everyone was totally exhausted. My friend and I kind of cuddled on the way home, and it was just nice to feel that comfortable with someone. When I was younger, I was homeschooled. While everyone else was learning their ABCs, I was listening to Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry, and learning about Life the Lucky. My parents finally decided to put me in public school when I was 10, but by that time, there were too many gaps in my education to put me in normal grade. Hence, I was held back a year so I could catch up. For the next 2 years, I felt alienated by most of my peers and found solace by reading Harry Potter. Through that series, I made friends, or what I thought to be friends. Then one day I got a letter. My parents had noted my isolation and lack of interest in friends, and eventually convinced the school to let me skip a grade, if only for my mental well-being. I received the notice through the mail one sunny afternoon. It was just a confirmation that I was going into middle school, but that may have been a letter into Hogwarts, even though I didn't feel the same shock or excitement as Harry. It was more like, yep, I'm a wizard from a long line of wizards. Yay me, yet looking back on it, I see myself very happy. Happy at the fact that I was finally where I needed to be, finally on my way to Hogwarts. The day I met one of my best friends, Tiffany. We were in English 9, she sat behind me. One day when I was feeling tired, I laid back and rested my head on the front of her desk. That was the first time she saw my face. Then moments later, I moved my desk back a touch and accidentally smashed her finger. That was the first time we talked, and we've been best pals ever since. Junior year, I landed a part in the chorus of the musical my school was putting on, Fiddler on the Roof. That was exciting, considering I never thought I'd be able to get over my fear of this stage to be in a play. By golly, I did it, and I will never forget the experience. It was a blast, and I made so many new friends. Band in general. What an experience. I will always remember it. The thrilling feeling of approaching the field right before a show will always be a fond memory of mine. I was with my mom and the topic of sexuality came up. I was describing the difference between pansexual and bisexual and what non-binary gender is. I said something that was quite clearly from the point of view of someone who was bi-questioning. She asked me if I knew from experience, and I said yes. She was extremely accepting. I hadn't been planning on telling her because my sexuality is so confusing and I didn't know what exactly to tell her, but she understands. I knew she was pro all sexuality and all people in general, but she also wants me to live a happy, easy life, and being part of a majority generally tends to make it easier to do that. She told me she didn't care the gender or lack thereof of who I was attracted to, just that whoever I end up with respects me and values me. I wanted to cry because I was very happy, but I was in a grocery store, so I held back the tears. So those are your happy memories. Should I have a sign-off now?